Hey Skyfares, and welcome to Aethercast, the Kharadron Overlords podcast, where today we're looking at the Kharadron Overlords lists that will be taken to the Victorian Grand Tournament in Australia. But before we do, let's meet the rest of the crew. So we have our avatar of Grombrindle, Eduardo Max Bowman.
Hello, everyone.
How are you, Max?
I'm good, thanks. I'm looking forward to have a look at these lists.
Excellent. And we have our thunderer from down under, Gunnery Sergeant Mr. Alexander Krohn, who is piloting one of these lists.
Yep. Hey everyone. Going the first tournament out of state this year. Should be good. I've assembled a small team, and we're gonna go show these Victorians what's. We gotta show them that SA is still the best state. You just have to. SA
It sounds
keeps
like
good.
you're gonna time travel and just go back in time and beat up like Victorian era England.
Yeah.
Before we look at the list, it's not really any news, is there? No.
I think we know that the next Broken Realms book will be Be'lakor, but I think we'd said that last time. So, not much happening currently. We're all waiting for Cursed
Checklist
City
to come out.
War Squads, the Elven War Squads. We've seen some deep dive from other content creators about Slaanesh and Daughters of Cain, but apart from that, it's not much happening.
No, definitely no KO stuff.
No.
AOS Coach released a German video, about the German community, and Max wasn't on it.
No, I wasn't, but I watched it today, and I can tell you that not everyone drinks beer at midday.
Some of you start 10 a.m.
Going hard on the stereotypes there, but no, I think it was a good show. So if anyone's watching from Mini Paradise, greetings to them. They're a great club. They're doing a lot for the community. So is Cello from who was interviewed on the show. And if you ever have the chance to come to Germany for a tournament, do it. It'll be fun.
And start drinking beer at 12 p.m.
Apparently, or even for breakfast, apparently.
So I guess we can confirm from that you're not the only German player in the world.
No, definitely
there
not.
Are other Germans that exist.
Alex is half German, I think. So
yeah,
I've got a few family over there.
So yeah, it's already 1.5 of us here on this show.
1.5. I'm outnumbered already. Okay. Well, let's move on and start looking at some of these lists then. Say hello to some of the people in the chat. Jay Durfu in the chat and Dave Cunning.
Fanboy.
One of the lists we're going to look at is his.
So we need to watch what we say.
Yes.
Okay.
Plus he knows Krohn, so if Krohn says anything bad, then he'd just beat Krohn up in real life or something.
He probably would. He probably would. I'm very weak.
Let's look at a list then. So the first one we've got is Dean Rossiter's, which is Barrack Zilfin, 2,000 points on the nose, and 112 wounds. So he's got an Endrin Master with dirigible suit, who's the general, Grudge Bearer command tray, and Phosphorite bomblets. Then he's got an Endrin Master on foot with the Staff of Ocular Optimization, 10 Arcanauts with one of each special weapon, 6 Endrin Riggers with swords and pistols, 3 Sky Wardens with 1 volley gun and a grapnel launcher, a Arcanaut Frigate, which is his 4th battle line unit because he's Zilfin, then 10 Thunderers with all rifles, 2 Gunhaulers, 1 with the collapsible compartments, and 1 with the Spar torpedo, and then an Ironclad with the last word and the Escort Wing Battalion.
Interesting.
I mean, my first question from the list is it the Ironclad or the frigate that's in the battalion? And there wasn't anything that I could see work that out.
I'd say the Ironclad because you get more benefit from that.
It would make
Just
sense.
because rerolling ones on the Ironclad gives you more than on the frigate, I'd say. The other question is where the Thunder is going, into the frigate or the Ironclad?
Yeah, that's a good question.
So this list has some, it has some
choices.
Some tools, some choices, exactly. So you can either put the hero in the Ironclad for healing. You can put him in the Gunhauler with the collapsible compartments. I mean, I think he chose that one because he just had an extra engine work that he could choose. And then we have 3 boats, so we can transport all the engine riggers and sky ones for frigate. Yeah, it's.
I mean, there's not really any reason not to put the Thunderers in the Ironclad, because if you put them in the frigate, then you've always got to either have the like the Endremaster in the Gunhauler following the
Yeah, that's, I mean that works.
The dirigible suit.
Spread out your power projection a bit. Not everything in the Ironclad. You could then put the Arcanauts in the Ironclad and put them somewhere else. With because what is he using his hero phase fly or move for in this list? He doesn't have a spell in the bottle. He doesn't have like a vortex he needs to pull out. He doesn't have the Thunderers he wants to deploy because these are all armed with rifles, so I assume they stay inside the boat.
I reckon he's saving it for later turns.
Mm-hmm.
To grab objectives.
Could be.
Get those Thunderers out in turn 3 or 4 after hero phase flying high.
So the more I look at it, it looks like the list is mostly it's one of everything in the book, basically.
Apart from
aside from the heroes,
a lot of the heroes, but yeah.
You've got
Where's Brock?
Much just...
Where's Brock?
Oh well, I mean, the best hero in the book.
It's the first war scroll.
We couldn't do without him.
The first one in the book.
Yeah. I think this might be more of a fun list.
I mean, this list can win games. No issue.
It's just not chasing any janky synergies. It's not chasing anything.
No, but it's a toolbox. You can do a lot with this. There's the opponent, when he sees this list, he doesn't really know what's going to happen. Apart from, I can fly high and shoot. But that's in the KO name already.
And Frostbite Bomblets are gonna hurt someone's day.
Yeah. Grudge Bearer is also good because it makes the Endremaster so much stronger.
He's got a fair bit of healing as well for his boats to keep them alive. I think
his
plan is generally
no navigator. He's got some healing that he can spread out. He's got 4 boats, so that's a lot of movement. He can basically move his entire army, to somewhere else. That's what I like in any KO list. 112 wounds is, I'd say, above average wounds for a KO list, because he has all those boats. Krohn, do you know the battle plans already for this? GT?
We do. Hang on, let me see if I can get them back up. So the first one is going to be shifting objectives.
Right.
Okay.
Well, he's got 4 battle line units. That's good.
He's got a battle line, yeah.
And we've Knife to the Heart's going to be one of them. So KO. You've just got a guaranteed win there.
Well, it depends what you're facing. Yeah, but. It's a weird one.
With his list, he can afford to sort of wait back and.
He can. He could even park all the boats on his objective that no one can get on the objective physically, and then just jump them out and keep healing them up because they're all within 1 inch of each other, and then just jump out and capture.
Just make a castle
with his hero phase move, and then just capture the opponent's objective. Even with just deploying Thunderers and then charging them onto the objective or something like that.
He's got quite a bit of flexibility in terms of having a hero with his Thunderers. Say the Thunderers do go in the frigate, because the dirigible suit can obviously fly high with the frigate, but then a Gunhauler can go with it with the Endrin Master in it if he wants to. So he's got a little bit of flexibility there, and it's not like, well, the only way of having a hero nearby is the dirigible suit. If he puts
Yeah, although 2 heroes is maybe 1 less than I'd like to have in a list. And the Staff of Ocular Optimization is purely there because he needs to take it, and
Because you have to.
and he chose to have the bomblets on the dirigible.
Yeah.
Because I'd say it's not the best use of that artifact on the Endrin Master on foot, because it's just 1 shot. So 2s and 2s. What is it? 1 rend or 2 rend?
Like the Gotrek
All right.
combination.
Yeah.
So we've got for battle plans, we've got shifting objectives, forcing the hand as the next one, which is the very complicated deployment with 6 objectives kind of in the corners there. Knife to the heart, total conquest, and battle for the pass.
Right.
Okay. Apart from Knife to the Heart, I like the pack. Yeah, Knife to the Heart is just like either it's over after like 2 turns and you got 2 hours to spare and don't know what to do, or
either it's over after 2 turns or it just goes on for 5 turns and no one wins.
No one wins, or it's whoever wins priority is going to win this, because end of 2, whoever manages to get on is like auto win. It's I don't know. I don't like this for tournaments that much. But okay, if you know it ahead, you can plan for it.
So some comments in the chat. Dario Def says it's a cool KO showcase list, because there's quite a few different units in there. He's using them for different purposes and things. J Dofu says it's 5 drops. Is he correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
I think it's 6 because the riggers don't get into the battalion.
Because he's got the frigate and the ironclad. So only one of them is in the battalion. So you got the 2 heroes aren't, the Arcanauts aren't, the Endrin riggers aren't, and one of those ships isn't. So 1, 2, 5. 5 plus the battalion. Yeah.
I reckon this might be to show off Dean Rossiter's KO collection, and they're going to be amazingly painted.
Is he a good painter? Do you know him, Krohn?
I don't think I know him. But my prediction is he's going for the painting trophy for KO. He's going to win the painting trophy for Kharadron Overlords.
For each faction?
No, there's just one, and it's going to be won by Kharadron Overlords.
Well, okay. I mean, I've seen your army, so yeah, hopefully he.
It's not going to be won by my army. Tell you what.
But yeah, I mean, the list is, 6 drops. More
than
I'd want.
2,000 points and no triumph.
With Zilfin, you can get away with being higher drops, though, because
this army can move everything from one edge to the other, like in one movement phase, because he can transport all the troops. So it doesn't matter. He has the Arcanauts, and if he needs, even if it's on shifting objectives where you just have like the short part on the long edge, you can even use the 3 Skywarns and 10 Arcanauts to screen his ships from alpha charging or alpha shooting.
Yeah, and to be honest, one of the Gunhaulers can be used.
You could even use a Gunhauler, yes. Although I'll probably use the Skywardens.
Oh, I meant if you needed to use like the Arcanauts in front, the Skywardens on one side, and then
basically that's it. Because the rest is the frigate base is just slightly larger than a Gunhauler. Yeah. I think
you wouldn't want to use your 6 Endrin riggers to screen, I don't think, because
you
need that melee utility. And if
the thing with the Endrin riggers is that usually, if you equip them for melee, you'd expect a skyhook, like for that extra charge if you transport them and stay 9 inches away. He doesn't have that. He doesn't have any means of re-rolling charges except command points. But
I think at
okay.
some point, I think he will save his hero phase move to turn 2 or 3, maybe 4, depending on when he needs to, the battle plan and how far behind he is on points. And then that means debatably, the riggers would potentially get a 3-inch charge, because we haven't discussed it on the show, but it depends on your interpretation of whether riggers can move after they've hitched in the hero phase.
Oh yeah, that's a topic that we haven't brought up.
Which I think
tune in next show when we discuss, wonky rules interpretations.
Yeah, because next show is how to be Nurgle. But but most players do play it that way, potentially incorrectly. I know it probably doesn't help that in previous shows that we said you can do. So
I played it that way, yeah. So
I think all of KO have played it that way since the book came out.
Yeah, probably. So he saves the fly high till later. Then the riggers will move afterwards, and if that's the way he plays it, and then get a 3-inch charge anyway, so they wouldn't need the Skyhook. And
maybe that's
the Thunderers will get out onto another objective, because by positioning the ships right, and then you'd go and take 2 objectives relatively easily, potentially.
All right. What do we think about this? How is he going to perform?
I mean, it always depends a lot on the player. I predict 3-2.
Yeah, I'd go 3-2.
I mean, 70 players is a lot. I don't know the meta in Victoria, but last time I checked in, what was it? Brishammer. It seemed like half of it was destruction armies. Everything I seen, like on the Facebook videos, it was all destruction on every table. So yeah, 3-2.
So AOS Shorts put out some stats for this tournament. I think there's 6 Ideneth players, 6 OBR, and 6 was it Lumineth, I think, and they're the most relevant. Like that 6 is the most.
Lumineth, no issue for this.
Yeah.
Or for KO.
The stats from the tournament is it's like 60% order, isn't it?
Yeah, there's so much order.
Yeah.
And how much is cities? Because those are always the most order armies.
No, there's only like 2 cities armies.
So just Coach and who else?
No,
he's playing
Coach.
Gargants. He's playing Gargants, yeah.
So one of my friends is coming with cities. He's bringing Tempest Eye, and then we've got a Living Cities army with 3 Spirited Earthus.
Okay,
that's cool. They can do damage on Living City. Yeah.
I think that honestly, that army, the Living Cities army, is the one that's going to get the best painted, because I've seen that army, and it's insane.
But this list, I mean, it depends on Dean, because if Dean's like practiced the hell out of this list and is a top-notch player, then he could do better than 3-2. But
not to say that he's a bad player, but I think minimum 3-2. Minimum he'll win 3 games with this.
Yeah.
Because it's, I mean, in the end, it's KO, and it's got the power that KO has. So.
Jay Durfer in the chat says if he was Narn, he had Brock, he'd be re-rolling charges for days.
Yeah, but then you got other issues.
Hashtag nerf Brock, he is OP. Not sure.
I played that. I played that like 2-drop Nar list with cogs and charging it. It's not bad. Re-rolling everything within 24. But then it's Brock. Like, he's 50 points less, I'll take him. I'll paint him. I have him.
And then Brock hits, but he's got one more attack in combat than the dirigible suit Endrin Master.
Well, and he does impact hits, so that's nice.
Yeah, but spoiler alert: the second Brock I just bought is not going to be a Brock.
Oh no!
He's going to be a Demon Rift. So let's look at a Demon Rift.
Oh, have you not seen my Demon Rift, Krohn?
Yeah, I'm just copying Max's hobby.
Yeah, basically, because my first proc became the prime,
Yeah.
so I had the balloon, and then I bought the
Okay, yeah.
Demon Rift, and I used the balloon with I think it's an Iron Drake cannon on front, and like some old kegs I had from the dwarf cannons as the tank, and then it's just a flame. It's like a drone shooting flames, a big balloon
Okay.
flying about.
Was there a
shooting.
reason why you didn't just use the cannon that comes with it?
Maybe I did use that cannon. Yeah, there's a cannon somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And then
The
I
bot
attached I also had an extra gunhauler hull that I used for Everblaze Comet, and it has that dwarf face, ancestor face on it, and I used that on the above the mouth of the cannon thing. I'll send you a pic. Well, if I ever get to paint it, I'll post pictures on my Instagram.
Well, then now it seems like it's a race. I had to convert mine and paint it before you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of the Everblaze Comet, I think that's the most. I think that's the most important thing to talk about in this list. When I look at this list, I go, "Wow, Everblaze Comet. That's weird."
Not bad. It's not bad. It's not a bad thing. The Everblaze Comet. It's a good spell. It's just more points than the Warp Lightning.
Well, I mean, Krohn is just joking because the obvious thing is 8 Gunhaulers.
I mean, the first thing I see
the obvious thing is Gotrek.
Well, I
didn't even see.
Was the second thing I noticed.
Okay, maybe we should go for the dire list, like in order.
Let's for people. Yeah, because for when this goes on our podcast, let's.
So
what we're looking at. So it's Dave Cunning.
This is Dave Cunning's list. I freaking love it.
Yeah.
It's got an Ether Chemist, with a spell in a bottle. It's got Gotrek. It's got 8 Gunhaulers, 1 frigate, and an Everblaze Comet.
Importantly, all the Gunhaulers have drill cannon.
Yeah, they
do. That's going to do some massive damage.
Yeah.
That's going
to. It's 1970 as well, so that's pretty good.
Triumph is almost.
Reroll saves on Gotrek.
Well, if he gets reroll saves, why not? And then he's Urbaz, so he's getting lots of extra gold as well.
A lot of gold for all those Gunhaulers. And he's got loads of battle line.
So
for shifting objectives,
8 battle line.
He just hasn't got bodies.
Yeah, that's the thing with this list.
You don't need bodies if your opponent doesn't have any. Yeah, which they won't after this.
So he won't have any heroes after these Gunhaulers shoot like 36 inches drill cannons into someone, doing mortals on a 5+ on the.
Yeah. Cat time.
Yeah, sorry. I'll be right back.
I asked Dave about the list because initially we were going to try and get him on the show, but timing and scheduling and stuff we couldn't. But his strategy is essentially to take out key synergy pieces such as heroes with the shooting from ships. And the Everblaze Comet combined, because the Everblaze Comet, you drop that down, and that's going to do several mortal wounds, or hopefully, on quite a few heroes. And then you'll finish them off with the drill cannons. And then Gotrek and the frigate are there to try and deal with hordes and bigger units.
Hordes are, depending on the horde, are a bit dangerous for Gotrek because the way that he dies is through multiple attacks. It's not, high damage attacks. He reduces the damage to 1. A Terrorgeist or something. But if it's 60, I don't know what, shooting at you, it's just the
60
amount
goblins.
Of
So he doesn't like shooting at all.
No, he doesn't like shooting. Like he doesn't like 12. He doesn't even like 24 Indian riggers with pistols. That kills him.
But melee hordes, if he charges into them, he can charge onto the end.
He can do. He can wipe entire 60 grots in 1 turn.
Yeah. So
activating twice.
A lot of horde units rely on getting a lot of bodies in for their attacks. And they won't do that against Gotrek. They get something, but
true. Yeah.
Yeah, you get a lot less in compared to if you're fighting a 10-man unit in a line.
The thing with Gotrek is just in this list is he's so much slower than everything else because he's moving 4. Everyone else is moving like teleporting.
Yeah, well, he'll probably be moving 6 at least for the first couple. 10, sorry, for the first couple turns, just running. But
running and command pointing it because he's not using command points or anything else. Honestly,
No,
because he can use
he
gold.
doesn't need to save any for battle shock because he hasn't got any bodies that can run away.
Yeah, he doesn't need battle shock.
He will never do a battle shock roll ever.
Also, the Everblaze Comet is also 36 inches, is it?
Yeah. So he's got 36-inch range on the Comet, 36-inch range on the drill cannon.
Yes.
So he can actually just sit back all the Gunhaulers.
He can sit
behind
back.
Gotrek.
Put Gotrek in the front, like for whatever charges him.
Oh, you want to charge my Gunhaulers? Well, you've got to go through Gotrek.
Gonna go through the angry dwarf.
Yeah.
Even if you charge all the Gunhaulers, like if 3 Gunhaulers can release their bombs on you, that hurts.
8 Gunhaulers can release bombs.
Yeah, I mean you're not gonna get all 8 of in one melee.
That's true. Think about if there was you get hit by 8d3 mortal wounds.
Well, on the 4+, so 4.
Yeah, so you
4d3 mortal wounds.
Oh, and Ahiri in the chat says he's playing this round 1. So we should
what are you playing?
He is. I think he's fighting a horde of 120 chain rasp. Round 1.
Ooh,
yeah.
Objectives.
Yeah.
Well, he can get to the necromancers or whatever, or heroes that can heal them back up. But with drill cannons.
He's corrected you. It's 160.
160 chain rasp.
Okay. So it's not a 5-0 list, Dave. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
4-1.
It's such a cool list idea, though.
It's a cool list. It's fun. It will take some armies apart, like round 1, round 2. But I think he'll struggle on scoring. You know,
Fyreslayers and Seraphon would just to this.
I mean, he's very high drop. So even against Fyreslayers, he's not going first. So Fyreslayer player can just pull the wall up, bunker down. And then I'm not sure how much damage the Gunhaulers can do. Because if they're only... Okay, it's a 5+ still, but then it's 8 on a 5. It's not that many mortal wounds. Because then he's only hitting, look out, sir. Then the wall, he's not seeing them. He needs to move the Gunhaulers. Yeah.
I mean, those 8
bodies.
Gunhauler drill cannons... purely from a drill cannon perspective, is like the equivalent to having like 16 Enderringer ones, because they're twice as likely to get the more wounds. So it's like having you'd have 1 in 3. So
the thing is, you can only buff 1 Gunhauler with gold, and not the entire unit.
Yes.
Because Gunhaulers don't come in units yet. Maybe they do.
Yeah.
In future.
Well, I've been waiting.
Like gyros.
Saying they need to be for ages, so yeah. But I mean, gold, I would probably be saving a little. Well, I mean,
he's got D3 extra.
Saved, but yeah, you're gonna get D3 extra, then probably 1 from Triumph. Well, not gold from Triumph. You know what I mean? You get something.
It's a cool list, but.
The interesting thing about it is
it's a cool list. He's gonna take so many people by surprise. I think just the element of surprise is going to hit people.
The size of the bases of the Gunhaulers does mean if you fly high, 3 Gunhaulers onto an objective and sort of put them in a like a semicircle sort of line, then actually you kind of zone out that space quite well to stop people getting bodies onto the objective.
I mean, Gunhaulers, it's 107 wounds even, and you can always fly high and jump around even with 1 wound.
They've all got
it's just bodies.
Once per game extra 6 inch as well, which isn't a run.
And they've all got the gold. Some of them have 2 gold.
And there's no Gunhaulers don't have a damage table. So you put 5 wounds into a Gunhauler and its damage output doesn't decrease at all.
Movement doesn't decrease; it still flies high.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The only thing I don't like about this list is the Chemist Supreme is wasted.
Yes.
But you have to take it. Yeah. He buffs 2 units with a rerolling 1s to wound, but he's the only one he can buff himself.
He buffs Skyfarers.
Yep.
And the Gunhaulers are not Skyfarers. The frigate is.
Do we think, like,
strange,
you know,
because the frigate is basically a slightly more powerful gunhauler if you're not using the true transport.
Yeah.
I mean, you can put the chemist in it, but you don't need to put the chemist in it because he's got everybody's combat.
Yeah, my question would have been, could I've, taken one less gunhauler and an ironclad instead?
Yeah, or change the chemist up to you want to spend the bottle. But if you took it down to be another gunhauler, then you'd get another hero.
If you got rid of the frigate and the gunhauler, he'd have 360 points, I think, which is like just barely. And then you have to get rid of a second gunhauler out.
Well, then, lose the frigate, get another gunhauler, go 9 gunhaulers, and get a collapsal compartment and put in, I don't know, a navigator for reroll runs.
Because you'd have to have more grim.
You do.
Urbaz.
It's the silly Urbaz.
That's why I don't play Urbaz. Just remember.
You get 90 points and you've got 30 spare, so you could have one of the 100-point heroes or another chemist if you want to stay 1970.
Yeah, navigator would be nice. Reroll all those runs and charges on all the gunhaulers.
Yeah, I mean, personally, if it was me, I would drop Gotrek.
Whoa!
No.
Because
he's what keeps the whole list together.
I mean,
he's like,
would get an ironclad
charge, and then it's like, Flight of the Valkyries playing in the background, all the gunhaulers spreading out, dropping bombs.
If you drop Gotrek for an ironclad, then you'd be able to put all your gold on the ironclad.
Invincible ironclad. Unless you face something with mortal wounds, then
the gunhaulers take out all the synergies, and then Gotrek just wipes out the rest of the army.
The thing is, Gotrek cannot be everywhere. He's gonna spend his game in one quadrant of the map. Because once he's stuck in combat, he can activate twice, so he can double pilot, but still, he's gonna get stuck somewhere. Because that's where you want him, in combat. And then he's just he's not going away. He's staying on one objective and he's staying there the entire game. Maybe moving to a second one later game. That's it. He's not going elsewhere. But it's a cool list.
You want him on the middle of the table.
I think I don't know the meta what's coming, but I think
we know he's winning his first game because he's against 160.
Well, maybe he'll surprise us, but I don't think so. Yeah, I'll say
on a different battle plan, then maybe, but on shifting objectives.
Nah, they're gonna flood the board. Then all that fly highs are gonna be worthless because they're just gonna string out.
A Huey's list? Is this all on TTS?
It's all up there.
I don't know, but it's gonna be less. Oh, ghosts.
8, 9, 10, 11.
I mean, 160. That's already 4 units.
They'll probably have one of the generals that teleports them around the place.
Yeah. I mean, I just wonder if they can just outdrop, go first, and just get on those objectives, and then.
I mean,
it's game over then.
Yeah, don't take it personally, Dave, but I think I'd be surprised if you win 3 games with this. It's just you're gonna lose on points. That's
a shame.
It's a shame.
Yeah. But
it's a cool list. So far, my favorite list. Just
definitely
Gotrek, because I'm reading all the old Gotrek novels, and
it's great to see that many boats in a list. I think the solution to making this the trouble is, it is obviously like a fun, cool list. It's got it's a fun, cool list that has a plan behind it, which is good. Because if you are going to do a fun list, you might as well don't just throw random.
Lean into it,
Yeah, lean into actually making it work. It's the right thing to do. But I think the solution is if you took Gotrek out, you can fit bodies in, and actually make it a more viable list.
Also, collecting and painting 8 Gunhaulers.
Solid effort.
I struggle after my first. I still have a second unassembled. It's like, I should, but then
I only finished my second today. So,
yeah.
So no more playing with empty bases for me. Well, actually, it depends how many gun. If I take 8 Gunhaulers, I'll be playing with 6 empty bases.
Yeah. I've got 2 that I've actually built and painted, and I've got a couple more that are grey or silver or just on sprue. But
yeah, Gunhaulers is something that you have so many of because they come in every box.
Yeah, every box. And A here he says he's 4 drops. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
The 3 units of chain rasp. 3 units of 40 will go on each objective, and then there'll be another
and then
in the middle probably or something.
And then he has our stuff in that list.
Yeah.
I believe in Dave. Dave can do it. Smash him.
If someone can do it, then it's Dave. But
yeah, I want Dave to prove me wrong. But
yes, surprise! Win this. The Gunhauler meta.
So predictions: are we going for 2-3?
I'd say 2 definitely. If he wins 3, well done.
See, there's another element to this.
Like for the list, the list is not going to win much in this kind of game. With all the objective game.
Because he's gonna on Knife to the Heart. Do you reckon he'll win that? Because he can move all 8 Gunhaulers on.
Yeah, if his opponent lets him.
And he can completely zone out if the bodies won't matter on his objective because he's zone out the space. Like they've got so many.
Depends on your opponent.
Such a big footprint that you won't be able to get on the objective unless you start destroying boats.
If it's just 60 grots sitting on that objective, they're just going to sit there around their was it Moonshine?
Yeah.
These Gunhaulers can just sit on his objective in Knife to the Heart and still shoot all their cannons at the enemy, and you can dump an Everblaze Comet on the enemy objective as well.
Yeah, and then turn 5 or turn 4, he can just 18-inch move them all, and then charge.
Turn 5.
Well, by turn 5,
Gotrek finally gets over there.
Over there, yeah.
But turn 5, Gotrek is there, so he's winning Knife to the Heart.
I don't know, but maybe.
And then there's the other element is if he does lose his first game because it's a hard matchup with all those bodies on shifting objectives where battle line is important and stuff. Does he submarine a bit?
Yeah,
I think he's gonna
submarine with 9
struggle
boats.
the first game. Then
he's got enough boats to do it.
He's got a whole flotilla of U-boats.
He's gonna struggle in the first match against all those chain rasps, and then he's gonna win 2 of the next 3 games, depending on your matchup.
By that point, you're back up to the.
And then
the top tables, but
you're in the middle tables somewhere.
The higher mid tables and
upper third. I don't know. We'll see. Or you're just stupid drunk by then.
Battle plans?
So we've got shifting objectives. Then it's forcing the hand, Knife to the Heart. Day 2 is Battle for the Pass and Total Conquest. So it's all lots of objectives.
Yeah.
But no focal points, which I think is interesting for a tournament.
Focal points would be great for Gotrek.
Yeah.
Gotrek just sits in the middle, goes, right, what are you going to do?
Yeah, he's going to sit in the middle, then has the choice of 4 other objectives to move on to.
Yeah.
Plus he scores extra with the frigate. Okay.
Yeah.
I think
the
there's
last one is it's good for KO normally, but it's terrible for Gotrek, that last one, because those objectives are so far apart and you actually start quite far away from them.
Total Conquest, yeah. So you're Gotrek would have to sit in a corner.
But he only has 2 heroes, 2 leaders for the extra
start in a
point.
corner and try and move to another corner.
Problem there, he only has 2 leaders. So he wants Gotrek to stay on an objective or close, Yeah,
because it would take him like a million years to get to another objective.
All right.
Yeah. So 2-3, I think, then.
Next.
Unfortunately. Let's move on then to Ian Pearce's list. So Ian Pearce is Urbaz as well, like Dave was.
Okay.
Oh, and there was one last thing that I wanted to say about Dave's list, which I'm really disappointed in him, because his name is Dave Cunning, and he didn't take an Admiral with Cunning Fleetmaster.
Okay,
Why
yeah.
not? Like, it's in his name, but you know who has got Cunning Fleetmaster is Ian Pearce. So yeah, Ian's list is 99.
I'm sorry, Dave. Ian's is better.
Yeah, he's actually got
Ian's better than
less wounds than Dave's list, though. Only 100 wounds. His general is an admiral with Cunning Fleetmaster and Proclamator Mask Hailer. So yeah, if you don't know what they do, Cunning Fleetmaster means that before the game begins, but after deployment, he can fly high with a ship as long as it's not an ironclad, or make a normal move with a ship. So if you choose the ironclad, it can move but not fly high. But if you choose the frigate, then it can fly high or move.
And that's how he gets his lightning vortex out.
Yes. Proclamator Last Hail lets him use one command ability per turn without spending a command point, which is okay. It's fairly decent. There's Chemist with Spell in the Bottle, Navigator with Flare Pistol, Engine Master on foot, 10 Arcanauts, one of each weapon, 2 Gunhaulers, one with a Sky Cannon and Spark Torpedo, one with a Drill Cannon, 5 Thunderers with one of each special weapon, 3 Engine Riggers with one with a body gun, one with a Drill Cannon, one with a Sword Pistol, a Frigate with Breath of Morgrim, Ironclad with Hegson's Old Reliable Hull Plates, and then 2 battalions, Iron Sky Command and Escort Wing, and Warp Lightning Vortex. So he's 2 drops.
Yeah, so this is that 2-drop Kharadron Overlord list.
Yeah.
It's hull plates on the Ironclad's an interesting choice.
Yeah, because he doesn't
extra wounds.
I mean, it's either that or the last word, really, because he doesn't need.
He doesn't need the ram.
Ram, if you're going to use it, you kind of want a way to make sure you can keep getting that charge.
Not necessarily. It's just a nice thing to have. I use it. I used it in Zilfin. It's just, even if it's one charge, it's like that thing. I need to kill someone. Okay, I'll just ram the boat into him.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, 4 mortal wounds or 5 mortal wounds, whatever. So it's not necessarily. Of course, you can max that trick, but it's still a good engine work.
Yeah.
But also +2. You have engine riggers nearby. You have the engine master inside. It heals itself 1. It's just not gonna die in Urbaz with extra gold.
Urbaz, yeah, with extra gold.
It's just not going anywhere, that Ironclad, unless you hit it with like 2 stone horns impact damage.
So the thing with this list is there's not many units.
Nope.
There's a lot of heroes, quite a few boats, 4 boats, but not much in terms of bodies and natural units to buff. Like, he's going to be putting gold on the ships. But also, he's got ways to actually make the most of his damage output, though. So he's got things like the flare pistol. He's going to start with 2
free command points.
Yeah, he's got 2 built-in command points, and then they get an extra one, a third one, and then he's also going to be
Mask Hailer, so you can get them back.
He's also going to be using command points for free, and then he's also got Escort Wing to reroll 1. So he's got lots of ways to actually buff his output, even though he hasn't necessarily got a huge amount of units and stuff.
The thing with the units is no unit, like foot unit, has more than 10 wounds. So they're not going to stay around much. Because 5 Thunders, yeah, they have a Fumigator. Maybe the Chemist is nearby, but it's just 10 wounds. Arcanauts are Arcanauts. And free Ender, because they die easily.
Thunders have 1 of each weapon, so they're going to be. He's going to want to take them out of the boat and have them sitting on the ground.
I mean, the Thunderers are probably going in the frigate, I would imagine. And then
Could be.
yeah, the Arcanauts will get into the Ironclad.
You mean keep the frigate behind them and then use the Breath of Morgrim if someone charges them?
I don't know. I mean, he doesn't need to necessarily keep them alive. I think it's just there's just a way of transporting them. If he does need to transport them, he'll put them in the frigate. Because you won't put them in the Ironclad, because then it makes sense to put the 5-man unit in the frigate and the 10-man Arcanauts in the Ironclad and the hero in each. Or
the thing here is you buy low drops with 2 battalions, but you're spending a lot of points just on battalions.
Mm-hmm.
That's you can buy another 10 Thunderers for those points almost.
Yeah, I mean it's similar to.
Just as an example, I'm not saying you should put 10 Thunderers in this list, but
I mean having 2 drop it's a thing we can do, but you really need to kind of bend the list over backwards to fit it into 2 drops.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
there's a lot of
Brocknar does it with 2 drops.
But this is similar to like Kyle's list, except for instead of having Iron Sky Command and Iron Sky Attack Squad, is Escort instead.
The
result is you have slightly less bodies, but you have similar problems. You actually end up with more boats. You have the same issues that you have to be very careful how you use the list. Like the placement's got to be perfect on units to make sure that you can keep them alive or stop enemies getting onto objectives. So that
but he's taking minimum of everything plus an admiral. That he could leave the admiral and spend those points on more engine riggers.
Now the admiral,
because he's not necessary. He's 0 to 1 admirals in the Iron Sky Command, so you could leave him at home, make the Engine Master or whoever boss, and get more engine riggers.
Yeah, so I mean the admiral is there so you can deliver Warp Lightning Vortex. So if you took the admiral out, you take out Warp Lightning Vortex, and then you'd take. But
then you could run this in Zilfin.
The Warp Lightning Vortex is very nice. No, you couldn't.
You couldn't run it in Zilfin though. Because
no, you could. He's got a frigate, 10 Arcanauts, and then you'd have to. Yeah, you'd have to take you'd have to take a Endrin Master with dirigible
instead of the admiral, and take out the Endrin Master with harness.
Yeah.
Actually, you take out the admiral and the Warp Lightning Vortex. He does have 190 points left over.
Then you start pushing out the drops again. Potentially, like if you take a 3rd unit of Arcanauts or a 2nd unit of Arcanauts or a 2nd frigate, then you.
No, you don't have. You don't have to because you've got a dirigible master.
Leave the admiral at home. Then you exchange the Endrin Master and update him for a dirigible.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And then he'd have 3 battle line again.
And then you have 3 battle line, and you probably have something like 60, 70 points left. I don't know. I'll have to do the math. But maybe it's not the best. But I mean, that's just speculation. This is the list he chose.
Yeah.
And it has lots of solid synergies in it.
Yeah. So the benefits of going Urbaz over Zilfin and doing it this way is that you get all the extra gold, and he's also getting things like Mask Halo and. So,
an Ironclad with two shares is really, really good.
Like he can, depending what charges the Ironclad, he can use Mask Halo to reroll ones to save instead of rather than spending the gold. But using Mask Halo, he's got a lot of different. Because the thing is with the Triumphs and having the CP is you can pick and choose which command ability or which Triumph to use where, and make sure you're not wasting something. You know what I mean? So if a smaller unit charges you, you're like, I don't want to take many wounds, but I don't want to use my gold, and you can use a CP to reroll once to save instead. And you can use the same thing if you want to take out a unit. You don't think you're normal damage output's enough, but you don't want to waste a triumph on it, then you can reroll once to hit instead. So
Yeah.
you can put the right amount of buff where you need to. So there's that. But yeah, it's a scalpel essentially. So it depends on how good Ian is at wielding his scalpel.
If he's played a whole bunch of practice games and knows how to play this list.
Well, my theory would be that he wouldn't have this list if he hadn't spent a lot of time refining it.
Yeah.
Like, there would just be different decisions in the list if he hadn't spent a lot of time on it. So
he must know what he's doing.
Yes.
For sure.
We hope so.
So with that in mind, what are predictions?
Oof, that was loud.
I thought we were like the plane was going overhead again. Like it was
definitely 3.
Yeah.
But would we go 4?
That's what I'm debating. 3, yes. 4, I don't know.
Shifting objectives is going to be difficult. I mean, you can move like his whole list over to one side of the table and then back to the other side and take stuff out. He hasn't got battle. So the KO generally doesn't have units to hold objectives. So
no, I mean Arcas can sit on an objective entire game to score, but that's it.
That's just Kharadron Overlords. We shoot him off, then we score.
So if he is, and he'll keep his Gunhaulers alive because people aren't going to be shooting like trying to kill the Gunhaulers.
Not when there's an ironclad around
and a frigate. So he'll be able to get once he's taken like blown people off objectives. He will be able to score the extra points by leaving a Gunhauler on them. I'm going to put 4-1.
3 and 2.
3 and 2.
But prove me wrong, Ian.
I mean,
I'll go Faith. I'll say 4 and 1.
I'm a cautious for one because it's going to depend on matchups and stuff.
Obviously.
Asking how many this will be, and there's one more after this.
We don't need to see that one.
We've seen that one 100 times.
That one's just boring.
It's just the same old shit.
One other thing about this list is the fact that he's got a drill cannon on one Gunhauler and a sky cannon on the other. I think is probably also makes me think that he's played it quite a bit, and he's got that plan for having different roles for them or different depending on what battle plan he's playing.
Yeah.
So
the thing is,
it could just be that's how he built them.
With this list is he has a bit of everything. He has a drill cannon. He has a normal cannon. He has some Arcanauts, some Mini-Riggers, some MSU Thunderers. He has a frigate. He has like everything in the book once, apart from the dirigible and Brock. It's like
and Brock,
but nothing in force. So it's like
you got all the battalions.
Yeah, it's like everything once, please. I'll have one of each. And that's why I think it's just the fact of the bodies again. There's none.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Fun fact.
Depends on matchup. Depends where the extra objective lands, the shifting objectives, all those things matter. He'll do well on Total Conquest.
Yeah,
I think he will surprise.
He's got the maneuverability to do it.
He's got the leaders to just drop on each objective and score extra, because that's how you win in that one. And he has the power for knife to the heart to win that, depending on the matchup. But he has the tools. Shifting objectives could be hard, but that's always hard. And what were the other ones? Knife. On the Blade's Edge, he can also do well on that one. Yeah,
Was it Blade's
3
Edge?
and 2, 4 and 1.
The other
Yeah.
Battle for the
What was it?
Pass is the last
Blade's
one.
Edge.
Blade's Edge. Blade's Edge and Battle for the Pass. He can.
No, it's forcing the hand, not Blade's Edge.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so it's
one of the two new. The diagonal one. Well, even better.
Complicated diagonal one.
Even better for him.
Yeah.
Blade's Edge is hard for KO because you need to score really quickly right at the start.
You just go first and blow them off. That's
but
how
he's
you
going
win.
to surprise people with his damage output with the flare pistol because.
Yeah, but that's on one target. But he can flare pistol one and then escort wing the other.
Escort wing the other, and then he's got the master.
So I'll change. I'll say minimum 3 and 2.
Yeah.
Minimum 3-2. Good chance of getting 4-1.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is a good achievement in any GT.
Right.
Even winning more games than losing is always what I aim for.
Yeah.
That's just my bar. You know, win more than you lose. 3 and 2. You're
doing well.
Yeah, you've done your part.
Okay, let's look at the last list then. So no surprises here because it's a
this guy.
I should probably let Krohn read this out.
I mean, look, it's Barrack Zilfin. You've got two chemists this time. That's the only real change. One of them's got the spell in the bottle. The other one's got the vent plates because I'm expecting a lot of shooting meta. Engine master with dirigible. 3 times 10 Arcanauts, 20 Thunderers with all the special weapons, 2 times 3 End Riggers, and an Ironclad in an Iron Sky Command with a Warp Landing Vortex.
Krohn, do you normally have 4 Fumigators?
No, that's new as well.
Yeah.
Because I've found that they usually end up really close to the enemy anyway, and Fumigators shoot better than rifles. Like I always used to take max rifles, just the 10 rifles, just for the range when they got out of range. But if I just so they could use slow move 4 inches, but then still be able to threaten things that are 18 inches away. But I found most of the time you dump them in the middle, and they just control that center space.
So you never find that you ever needed the extra damage output on targets that were sort of set further back, like heroes and stuff. So like
not really
from your Ironclad and your drill
I mean,
and stuff.
those 6 rifle shots are not going to change it.
It's purely a case of whether sometimes you feel like I need to be able to put 1 at last wound onto a hero or something.
No, I see where he's coming from, having played also the Thunderer drop list. Because you're going to drop them 3 inches away, and the Fumigator has 9 inches range, and they're going to stand in the front row. So I understand, and statistically they do more damage than a rifle.
Perfect sense.
So it makes good sense. I like it.
They do, and you've got more chance of just getting that neg 2 to hit on the Thunderers off from the Chemist and the Fumigators.
Yeah, the only difference is sometimes you choose not to disembark them first turn. So you keep them in the Ironclad, shoot Ironclad and Thunderers from inside the boat onto one target, like clear that half of the board or the edge. And then next turn, you move to the other side, deploy them, and destroy whatever is over there. So then you would decrease the damage output from the drive-by shooting instead of the deploy shooting. But it's not something I often use, but it's one of the options you have in this list.
Because I find if you keep the Thunderers in the Ironclad, that's really dangerous because it's basically if your opponent can then destroy the Ironclad, you're gone. Your army's dead. There's nothing you can do.
Well, yeah, obviously you only do it when you think, okay, I want to go over here and destroy his third over here or his big unit here, but then I don't want my Thunders to just sit the rest of the game over there. I want them to also project power over there, so I'm just going to do the drive-by, screen them with the 6 Ending Riggers. They're pretty safe. The Ironclad is pretty safe. Yeah, it's the 30 Arcanauts in this list, dude. What are you doing?
I mean,
And
I think the secret
that's my
sauce.
bodies, and I need my bodies to take objectives.
They are useful in quite a few battle plans. And I think they're the secret sauce on the list, actually, especially in Zilfin where you can run them and not.
Yeah,
have
they've
to
just moved
spend
10
the whole-
inches.
So they just move 10 inches and get onto an objective, and
But
even if
then,
they die, they score you points.
yeah, I'd rather have an extra gunhauler, like a second boat.
You'd go Gunhauler over
And then you're losing
Arcanauts.
vent plates.
Like lose the vent plates, lose 10 Arcanauts, make the Ender Master the boss man, and get a gunhauler. That's something I could get behind.
So
yeah, because that's the other thing that
one
that comes back to the question was: are you getting enough damage output that goes beyond, like the screen? To where you drop down, you move, you get your thunderers out, and they can move. They'll be 3 inches away, so they can shoot past the screen, but not far past the screen. So
No, they
when
can't.
Well, you still have 12, 37 with rifles with the boss, so forth. You still have 16 shots at 18 inch. With the
Yeah,
so
and
that's my question it's like how many heroes you're finding you'll manage to kill? Because often the Warp Lightning Vortex go off and put wounds onto them.
Warp
You've got the
Lightning Vortex will kill most of the 5 wound heroes.
You've got the Ironclad, and you've got the Riggers shooting as well. And then the Dirigible suit, who's got Staff of Ocular Optimization, which is where I went circle again. Because if you drop Collector, then you can give him Grudge Bear, and that also makes his shooting that increases your shooting, your longer range shooting.
Oh, but if you lose Collector, then you lose one of
vent
the
plates.
You lose vent plates.
Okay, I can live with that.
So
because vent plate's not going to save you against all those gunhaulers.
No.
The 8 gunhauler drill guys is not going to save you.
No, so one of the interesting things that's going to be happening at this tournament is they're still using, because the FAQ hasn't come out, they're still using the old Daughters of Cain book with Broken Realms. There are 3 Daughters of Cain lists, and they're all shooty teleport snakes.
Yeah, okay.
Every single one of them.
Elf people, take a hard look at yourself.
Are they all doing the thing where they, like, what's this called? The little briggy dingy boat thing.
Lorchen, the Soul Seeker.
The Soul whatever thing. Are they all, like, using him to move?
All 3 of them.
Little Marathi.
It's just net listing at its finest.
There's a little bit of variation. One of them's taking like a 2-drop version with Viprit Guard, and someone's taking going some of the normal witch elves, and someone's taking the Sister Slaughter. But it's all centering around. I'm going to teleport this big unit of snakes up, and Morothy. She's going to make them shoot twice. Then she's going to switch around for big Morothy, and they're all going to charge.
So I have a question for you. So you say you took vent plates to defend against that kind of shooting.
And
why
Seraphon.
didn't you take a navigator with a Voidstone orb to just prevent the Soul Seeker boat?
Because that's not the only shooting. This is a lot of shooting.
Well, it's 3 times.
Yeah.
And those are the list. Because Seraphon, okay, king shooting.
Although a lot of this is done. A lot of that's just done off mortal wounds, isn't it? Like, you don't have to hit with a lot of the shooting lists. A lot of shooting lists nowadays are just roll 6, like fish for 6s.
Yeah, that's also Fangs of Sotek. So then again, you don't need the vent plates. You just use a Voidstone up to stop Croak's what's it called? The stupid vortex. Balewind.
Yeah.
Sentinels, like, they're mostly fishing for their mortal wounds.
Yeah, do you stop the spell to empower their lambent light that lets them reroll hits against you?
So
a lot of
Kharadron
buffing
Overlords
from shooting is the spells. So having an encounter or having a Voidstone Orb Navigator is pretty good. Might do more against shooting than vent plates.
Now I'm thinking about it, actually, yeah, that's probably a really good idea. Well,
idea.
Change your list.
Good idea. Should have
that's
Jay Durf, who's asking what the dog list is doing. So, I mean, since this isn't actually going to be a long show, I think we can unpack it a bit. So,
the good thing is we're never going to see this list again. The new books changed it up enough. You can't do this anymore. This is the last event. So there's an event happening in South Australia at the same time as this event, where they're not allowing, where they're saying you have to use the new Daughters in Slaanesh books.
Mm-hmm.
Victoria's just a little bit special.
Well, yeah, but there's a lot of people sort of saying that they think that's the right thing to do. Because
we haven't had an FAQ yet. I mean, because those 160 points on the cauldron cannot be correct. We all know it.
Morothy's Rend 1 can't be correct. She needs Rend 2. Come on. Come on.
I mean...
Yeah, that's a weird one.
I agree with the reasoning when it was a 2-week FAQ. Now it's 4 weeks.
3-week FAQ.
No,
is it 4 weeks?
It used to be 2. Now it's 4.
You know what will happen is when it gets time for the FAQ, they say they haven't got enough data.
Yeah.
You don't have enough data.
And
can't change
this
it.
tournament is the reason there isn't enough data because it's not being played. But yeah, I mean, I can't remember exactly how it works, but it's like they teleport. Is it they teleport Kharadron? So then they cast a spell to move Little Marathi?
So what happens? Cause I played with it once.
Mm-hmm.
Kharadron auto teleports the door the bow snakes.
Mm-hmm.
It requires a hero to do it, but you don't need a command point. They go up.
Mm-hmm.
Then Morothy. I think Morothy casts Lorchan to teleport herself up, which after Lorchan goes, he kills one model in the unit, but Morothy can't die, so she just takes 3 wounds.
Mm-hmm.
Then she uses her command ability on the snakes, or in some versions of the list, she actually casts Burning Head to give the snakes real ones to hit. Then she uses her command ability on the snakes, which lets them shoot for free. Then there's another Kharadron spell that lets them 2 heroes switch. So Little Morothy becomes Big Morothy.
And she can still move.
Yeah, nothing in that spell says Big Morothy. Lorchan says you can't move after you use him, but the switching spell doesn't. Okay, and now that it's Big Morothy, she hasn't used Lorchan. She can still move. So then in the shooting phase, the snakes shoot again. Big Morothy moves up 14 inches after having just moved 12 inches from Lorchan, and hits whatever she wants and murders whatever she wants because she's insane. And she's taken her 3 wounds that turn, so she can't take any more wounds.
Yeah, and she can just she charge something and kill it, but then she also, even if she doesn't kill it, doesn't matter. But she, like, if it was me, I would be trying to tag an extra unit or an extra 2 units as well, so that they can't move in the next.
Yeah, turn. you just become like she just ties stuff up, and then murders it.
How does Marathi fare against Gotrek?
Well, he can't kill her,
but she can kill him.
She can't.
Like not outright. I think she doesn't have enough because it's multi-damage, so it's reduced to 1. How many attack profiles does she have?
She's got 3.
3 plus the shooting.
One of them. I mean, they're only going to do 1 damage each, so that's like one of her attack profiles is just 1 attack that does 6 damage, but not
that's
against
1
Gotrek. Yeah. So I think my only chance against the saving grace is that usually, except for this one variation, with Vipricard, it's a very high drop list. So I think my only chance is I have to go first and kill the bow snakes. Once you kill the bow snakes, there's just Morothy.
Yeah, then you can stall her with, Arcanauts. I don't know. Engine riggers.
Drill cannons. Just pop 3 wounds on her return. She'll go
on the
down.
big one, so she don't get minuses to hit, and that's it.
Actually,
she flies, so you can reroll hits even with the Ironclad against her or something.
Another issue, they're all Kharadron, so the entire army's neg 1 to hit and shooting, which is just a whole lot of fun for us.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
You're
so this list is not going to go 5-0.
Not if I hit one of those.
Well, if
after
you
this
win,
And that-
discussion.
if you do
Those
well,
daughters.
they are going to do well. So one of
Yeah.
those
Oh.
daughters lists is going to be top table. At the
So
end of the
unless Gotrek takes out one of these lists like first rounds, then you're in
Didn't
trouble.
they win Brishammer as well? Like, I know they won Goldcon, but didn't they win Brishammer, or did someone else win Brishammer?
There was Corey won Priest Hammer, I think, with the same list. Yeah, it was his
Yeah.
list, basically.
Filth.
I think Priest Hammer.
And I reckon he's like that same Corey's going to this tournament as
Is
well.
he one of those lists? Yeah. So
Of course
Okay.
he is.
So we know the winner. Now the question is who's going,
so
second
we
and
need to
third
make
place.
predictions for Krohn then.
Well,
Um,
so Dave Kerr, the guy who came second at Brishammer with his Slaves of Darkness list, is also the only Slaves of Darkness player in this tournament. There's a lot of big names at this tournament.
well, you're
I'm-
a big name. You're
I'm
not
super
big, but
excited.
you're a big name.
I'm super excited. There's going to be some
really
fantastic game.
Go and get some autographs.
Oh yeah, we're content creators. We've got a
Yeah.
world famous. Hey, we just reached 800 subscribers, didn't we?
The problem is if you screw up some rules with KO, like if you do some stupid shit like land on terrain or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're gonna lose subscribers. The pressure is
or
on.
if you just go around being a dick to people, they're like, oh, unsubscribe.
This
go
guy.
around throwing dice.
Yeah, we need to get some Aethercast die to throw at people.
So, what you're saying is I shouldn't take my microwave dice to this one.
Well, I mean, with -1 to hit, maybe.
You gotta hit
Just
somehow.
just for the drill cannons.
Matt was asking. So my first opponent is going to be Giants, and Matt was asking, how are you going to do 35 wounds to Giants in a turn? That's statistically improbable. Well,
you can. With this army, you can.
With the right kind of dice, like anything is possible.
See,
Ironclad and Thunderers, they can kill a giant a turn.
Yeah.
The Sister Shoot,
With some gold.
how much damage do they do in that dock list?
So it changes 15 to 20 snakes. What you want is 20 snakes. They have 40 shots, hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s with the flame head, and any 6 to hit is a mortal wound.
Right. So 40 shots.
And they have a 24-inch range. After they teleport, they have a 24-inch range. So they can shoot whatever they want.
So they're going to do 6 to 7 more wounds on your ship, not including the more if they teleport and come to your iPad.
So 40 shot, 40 dice.
Maybe 7 to 8 more wounds on your ship, and then if you pop reroll saves, your ironclad should survive. How many rend are the shots?
Rend 1. I mean, there'll be neg 1 to hit me. They're only hitting on 4s because I've got those vent plates.
Yeah. Your ironclad, they won't be able to kill your ironclad.
I don't know. Because remember, they're shooting twice.
Oh,
That's
also, Morathi has a shot.
Morathi has a shot, yeah. But it's the shooting twice. It's like 14 mortal wounds.
Yeah.
Is the Morathi spell a problem? What is it?
A little bit.
Heart of
the
Darkness.
36-inch range, do d6 mortal wounds. I mean, it's always a
Just
problem.
hope it doesn't kill your chemist.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other thing, they can just kill your chemist. But
so big Morathi's shot is it hits on 2s naturally. So even with Lookout Sir and stuff, it's still good chance it might hit a hero.
3s, 4s with vent plates, 5s.
Okay, yeah, no, it's only 1 shot, so probably not going to hit then.
Good.
I mean, they can definitely kill your chemist. I think it's a question of whether they try and kill your ironclad.
I think
the question is the vortex such a problem for them? Because the Morathis are not going to die to it quickly.
Basically, I think I have to go first and kill those snakes. Like, I hate going first. But if I don't go first,
well, you
Ironclad and the Thunder's going to die.
Kill the snakes and maybe a support hero, and then you need to screen your Ironclad from Morathi.
Big Morathi if Big Morathi ties up your Thunderers, that's a quarter of your list. Putting a huge amount of shooting output into something that can only take 3 damage.
But that's okay
Although
because they can survive with all the wounds and -2 to be hit.
Yeah, I think Morothy, so she hits on everything on Morothy hits on 3s in combat, and that's going to be 5s.
Hitting on 5s that's the same for
it's not about whether
the
she
Gargants.
kills
If they hit on
Thunderers,
5s, that's
it's just
bad.
then you're left with the choice of do you retreat your Thunderers or do you just shoot at something that you can't kill and you're not getting your damage output elsewhere.
No, I just shoot Morothy. Just keep her in combat until she dies. Everything else can deal with the rest of the army.
Sacrifice the Thunderers, delete the snakes, and then sacrifice the Thunderers to deal with Marathi. Would be nice if you had a navigator to half her move or something, but
it would. Nope, vent plates. That's what I chose. That's what I'm going with.
Yeah, go with it. Go die on that hill.
If Marathi can tie your Thunderers up when they're not on an objective, that's when it's a problem.
No, you want to deploy them on an objective.
Yeah.
Or like close, half of them on the objective at least. Yeah, I'd say because it's Krohn.
Probably 2-3.
Yeah. Nah,
that's what
I think 4-1. You're a seasoned player. You know the tricks. You know the other armies. So.
Plus, you played this list a lot in tournaments, so you know.
You played this on Doom and Darkness stream. You played this, or not stream, his video.
Yeah.
So I don't think you're going to go 5-0 because.
Look, we don't have enough data to say whether or not this is like a really powerful list or not. So until they release an FAQ,
I'm going to say 4-1.
4-1, I think is fair because I think you. Yeah. I mean, the other thing is it depends on what battle plan you play against those dock lists on. But
like you only have one boat, so knife to the heart could be difficult.
Yeah.
Like to get there. Once you shot them off, like to actually get on the objective.
Yeah. Now winning that kind of stuff on turn 4.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
4, maybe 5. If you win, we'll do another show.
Yeah, if you win, we'll do another show where you can explain to us why we were wrong.
Why vent plates are the new method.
Why vent plates is actually the secret list tech that needs to be included in every single list.
Vent plated Arcanauts.
Oh yeah. The Arcanauts are just solid. Like they survive.
Yeah. I mean, yes, obviously, I'm joking. They're the unit that scores most points. It's just the extra drops that I don't like.
It is.
Because without them, it would be a 2-drop list.
You could make a very easy 2-drop. Although, then you've got 180 points, and what would you spend 180 points on?
Engine ringers.
Yeah, but then they can't. Then they can't fly high.
10 points under.
I'm at max engine ringers here.
Oh, no, you need a gunhauler. But then basically you built my list. 20 Thunderers, Ironclad, and a gunhauler. MSU, 3 MSU engine riggers, and 10 Arcanauts. And the navigator with.
In our Aethercast, listen to chat, didn't we? A while back about if you drop the Arcanauts and.
It's just my personal thing. The strength from KO comes from boats and teleporting, and now you're just taking one boat. Is like, oh, sad face.
Yeah, but it's like the Uber boat.
Yeah,
it is
wasted engine works as well because you're free.
It is, but what wins, what scores most is the gunhauler. It's not a threat. You can send him somewhere in the corner and like sit there, wait for an objective to clear out. If you lose him, okay, it's 130 points. If you lose the Ironclad, quarter of your army. So gunhaulers are just great. So 8 gunhaulers, new meta, maybe 4 and an Ironclad. You know,
I would be so stoked if we could get Dave coming on to the next show as like a. So you just won VGT. Walk us through your list.
Yeah. No, it's. I mean, obviously, it's a good list.
Any character player when it wins a tournament. So.
Well, no, because then they'll nerf us. So we need some, keep a balance. That's my job usually. Win that last game to just 5th place, 6th place.
It's all on purpose. It's all on purpose.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a big plan. No, good luck to you, Alex, and good luck to all the other KO
Good
players
luck to all the
Yeah.
and
players.
Fyreslayer players and Dwarf players.
There are Fyreslayers. Fyreslayers, yeah.
Why is it always so surprising that there are Fyreslayer lists? Like in Germany, you have at least a quarter of the armies have Fyreslayer lists. I have a feeling sometimes.
I worked out recently what the solution to Fyreslayers is.
Shoot the heroes?
Because, no, like, as in to make them, like, people want to play them. Not that no one wants to play them, but because obviously some people do. But
not against them.
Dave sent me a picture of his Gotrek, and that was what made me, and his Gotrek and like the chemist next to him, and then some Gunhaulers. Only 2 of the Gunhaulers, though. I was like, where are the other 6? Come on, Dave. Send me a picture of all of them. But he's got trousers on, and that's what Fyreslayers need. If you green stuff trousers onto all of your Fyreslayers, it would be a much better army.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 years ago on the Facebook Fyreslayer group, there was someone who went through the effort and put clothes on all his Fyreslayers. I think not just trousers, even like jerkins, you know.
Yeah.
They all need those blue and white striped Obelix trousers.
The original Gotrek trousers, yeah.
I reckon if I was going to make some allies, I'd have to put trousers on them. Not because I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not going to remodel
them. I think they'll just
paint.
fit more with the KO prosthetic and cool. I think that's the
I don't even mind it.
And it's narrative. Do you want to know why it's narrative? Because they normally live like in a volcano, underground where it's hot and there's like all the molten lava and stuff. And then when if they're allying into KO, they're not going to be anywhere near any lava. So they're going to be cold.
Okay.
They're going to be cold.
No,
and they're going to need
there's a problem in your logic.
Warm.
You know what the problem is?
What?
The runes
they can't
in
get
their
on the
skin.
boats.
The runes in their skin are blazing and they're molten.
The runes in their skin are on like the biceps and stuff, aren't they?
But they're everywhere. Even on the legs. They're on the ass cheeks. They're everywhere. Those
okay, then.
If you paint them on. They're like on their back, on their neck, on the forehead. Almost. Under the kilt. And they're like when that's what the battlesmith does. He like evokes the runes and they all go crazy and feel the power of Vermeer in them. And they're like also described in the stories that they're like the flimmering heat above their skin, so they're not cold. They brought their own heating. Fyreslayers, give us another unit, something little, cavalry. Some like little baby, not even cavalry, just baby magma drifts, like units of freeze that move 10 inches.
They don't even have to have Fyreslayers riding them, do they?
No, just like salamanders without the handlers, just little magma drifts.
Perfect for you, Max.
Fyreslayers need something that isn't just another hero. They have more heroes than they have units.
This is what Max needs: is a unit of 3, so that you take them. They're 1 to 3, so there's 70 points, but if you get 3 of them, they're 180 points, and they're mini magma dross, and they have a fire-breathing attack that's equal to the number of models.
Now, once per game, they need to
drop some a
jump over opponent units, and
that's just fart lava eggs out of their ass.
Drop hot lava onto them on the 2+ D3 mortal wounds.
Can you
I can see that.
Iron World Arsenal into fire.
Yes, you can ally
cities.
Dispossessed, Ironworld Arsenal, Kharadron.
So you should do it. You should build a list with three gyrocopters, but instead of gyrocopters, you should just get some salamanders or something to make mini magma dross.
Yeah, the thing with gyros,
get a magma dross STL file and 3D print them to be really small.
Just scale 75% down.
No. Let's not turn this into a Fyreslayer list, but gyros is in Fyreslayers. It's just, why do I need to deal with hordes? I brought my own horde and it's just gonna walk over you. But going back to the point is, you don't often see Fyreslayers apparently in the US and even Australia. Here in Germany, at least in my area, there's loads of Fyreslayer players. And there's loads of Skaven players as well.
Just people don't like painting that. I think you're painting the same model.
Tell me about it.
100 times.
Tell me.
I don't think there's enough variety in the army to keep people interested.
Mm.
Yeah,
It's a
and
powerful
you pay
army. You just
like
have to.
40 of the same unit, and it's like 2 boxes.
Mm.
It's 2 boxes you have. You have the Volkites and you have the Herfguard. That's it. Because the Oryx are the same kit as the Herfguard.
I think the reason they're so popular in Germany is because Germans are very boring as a people. So they, it's you just like I just paint the same thing over and over again.
Oh, cat.
Yeah. Oh,
hello. Hello. Oops.
No chill on her. No chill.
Nah, Fyreslayers is. I don't know. Maybe it's something like with the Norse theme, Viking theme that people like here around this area. I don't know. Maybe
they're like Mohawks.
Yeah, I can see they're not that interesting, but we're going on a tangent here.
Yeah, with the tangent.
Already, tangent has started because we went through all the lists.
Yeah.
Or do we have more lists?
No, we don't.
No. There's the we could. What is it? Shout out to the 1 KO list that's going on in SAGT. It's happening at the same time as VGT. I don't think we have
on tabletop or like something where I can pull up.
Did we have it in our group chat?
I don't know. This group chat is half of the time is just Matt talking about Nurgle or trees or both.
Simpsons memes.
Or Simpsons memes.
Hang on. If I go on to view photos and videos, this is it. Yeah. So Terrance, Levett, Kharadron Overlords at SAGT. He's taking Barrack Urbaz, Endomaster with dirigible suit, and Phosphex bomblets. A Navigator, Chemist with Spell in the Bottle, 10 Arcanauts, 6 Riggers, 2 Gunhaulers, 15 Thunderers, and an Ironclad with the Brilliant 8, and a Warp Lightning Vortex.
And Escort Wing?
No, Iron Sky Command.
Okay.
So, I mean, he's got the Chemist in the Ironclad with the Thunderers, but he doesn't have Zilfin. That's interesting.
Yeah,
and he's 40 points down, so he has a command. He has a triumph.
Yeah, but basically he's buying the buoyancy 8 for 1 model. Not what bothers me with 15 Thunderers. It's just like for that 1 model. But yeah, cool list. In Urbaz though.
With Urbaz, so it's going to be
lots
more
of
of a
calls for Thunderers and Ironclad.
Urbaz actually be more reactionary rather than you don't have to be super aggressive with that with the Warp Lightning Vortex. You can kind of sit back, wait for them to come to you, and then Warp Lightning Vortex it out.
Okay. The thing is, then you gotta deploy into your vortex. Like,
I mean,
you have to do it in different turns.
Look, I do that
hard.
just.
Yeah, but you are you.
I mean, look, I've done 10 mortal wounds to my own Ironclad before. It was.
Dude,
I killed my Chemist
I used to charge into the vortex and just kill my own hero. Yeah.
I
don't play vortex anymore.
Yeah. Roll a 6 on my Chemist, 5 mortal wounds. Like, oh.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, vortex is ask your parents to help you. They're dangerous.
So my issue with Terrance's list is the buoyancy aid, just to take 15 Thunderers.
Yeah.
So,
basically, to put that Chemist in there.
Yeah.
Well, he could. He's got a few heroes he can. He's got a few heroes he can. Wait.
It's Urbaz. He's got more Gunhaulers, does he? Because he needs to put that Breath of Mogrim somewhere.
He's got 2 Gunhaulers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
so
he's
one
got
has the
Lightning Vortex and no way of delivering it because he doesn't have.
That's the thing. That's what we just said. You deliver it onto your Thunderers as like Comman charge me because you're gonna get vortexed.
Yeah. So the Thunderers, from what I can see, they've all got rifles. So I think he's planning on keeping them inside the Ironclad.
So he's gonna do a drive-by vortex, shoot you from inside the boat.
Yeah.
So
and then just castle up inside the boat.
So he can stay away from the vortex. Okay.
He's got a Navigator without any No artifacts on him though, so he's just going to be sitting in that boat.
Okay.
Enter Master with Directional Suit.
The Navigator's ability, he's got 36-inch range, so
Yeah,
doesn't need to
I mean he could be sitting on the back of the board if he wanted to.
So yeah, he could take 14 Thunderers then.
Yeah, but no, he
is it
doesn't have
Escort
to
Wing?
because he's got the Brilliant Aid. No, he's
Yeah,
Iron
it's
Sky
Sky
Command.
Yes, but then why are you taking? You're taking the buoyancy aid just to have
One
15
chemist.
Thunderers. No, or to
One
have 15
chemist, yeah.
Thunderers instead of 14.
Or is he playing on the strength unit? 14.
And
Oh,
it's not marked on
because
there. No, because he's got the buoyancy aid. So why is he's not playing it on the strength unit?
Because if they're all rifles, then you only need 14 because you don't need
so
the
then
special
you can have
weapons
the last word or hull blades or something.
or ram or something.
Ram them in and then get extra shots on. I know they don't get that out inside the boat.
No, they don't get it.
Stupid
But
rules.
the last word would be like because you're playing 18 inches away with rifles potentially. So
Yeah.
further away.
So it's
But I mean, still, it's a good. It has the right units.
it's still a
Maybe
solid list.
in some suboptimal combinations, but
So
it's
kind of like a Zilfin list in Urbaz.
Mhm. So Alex, I just had a request. Is there a link to all the lists from this
There
tournament from the Victorian GT? I mean,
I think
there is.
Can we put that somewhere in the comments or in the description somewhere?
Yeah, well, I can put it in the comments, or I'll dump it in the group chat, and we can put it in the description later.
Yeah.
Just comment under the video once it's up. That'd be fine. Yeah, because people
we get so many comments that it could get lost.
Do we?
The chat you said before, did that have all the lists or just the order ones?
All of them.
Okay.
So that pack has.
If you're in the Facebook group, then the link is on there. There's someone commented asking for it, so I put it in.
Okay. Yeah, I might copy that from there.
I'll copy it and put it in the description of the video.
Okay. Yep.
And I think AOS Shorts was going to do a full list breakdown review thing.
Okay. So for SAGT, how many players is it?
SAGT is 50, and VicGT is 70. Me and some friends who are from SA kind of done a little bit of a turncoat and just gone over to the enemy's GT, but that's okay.
So SAGT is.
Didn't you say you had like a team of like 10 of you going?
There's 5 of us.
Oh, okay.
5 of us.
It used to be 10, now it's 5. It's gonna be just Krohn in the end.
We've got
riding in on
myself.
his kangaroo.
Their both tournaments would be 60. It's like you just went to your hometown one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he won everything at his own local scene. Now he needs to go somewhere else.
So for Terrance, what are your predictions?
That's a solid 3-2, maybe 4-1 list. It's the right units, right? It's going to do the right stuff. Just maybe not as alpha strikey as it could be.
Yeah.
A really good player, or I mean, don't talk shit about him, obviously. I
don't think I know him.
Oh, okay.
Is he like
he's not
your
he's not
level
from our
or
normal
is he
club?
good?
He's not my level, or is he good? Wow.
You can take that Con. You can say he could be saying like you're extra good.
Oh, I'm like super special good. Oh,
Yeah, special
no. No, he's. I think he's from out of state, in the States, or he's not part of the usual. SA
he's
club.
The underdog, the unknown factor.
See, I feel like I recognise his name, but that might just be because you shared the list in our chat before.
Okay.
Could be.
I'd say 40 player, 4-1. 50. Yeah, still 4-1.
I mean, we don't know the battle plans and stuff, do we? But he's
we don't know, but we have faith in
Did we
KO.
out before? He's 1960. So
he's got to triumph every single game.
Yeah. No, I think he can do 4.
I'm tempted to say 4-1 for him.
I mean,
it's going to be
Ironclad in Urbaz means it's going to have 2 shares, and you put plus a triumph. That means it's, for one turn it's going to reroll hits and wounds, and the next turn it's going to reroll saves.
Although you might want to use one of them on defenders for reroll wounds.
Yeah.
Those 4s to wound.
Yeah, I reckon he can go 4-1. It depends on
Depends who he plays.
Player matchups and battlegrounds and stuff, obviously.
But he's not playing against the stupid daughters list, so he's going to be. It'll be easier for him.
Yeah, he's just playing against the new daughters, which is also really strong.
They are good. Yeah.
And
you might play against Slaanesh, and go 5-0.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that's our prediction. So 4-1 for Terrance. 3-2 / 4-1 depending on matchups for him. Krohn was saying 4-1.
I'm gonna go Faith. Always Faith.
Yeah.
Faith and KO.
Yeah. So just summary. Terrance was saying 4-1. Krohn was saying 4-1. Ian Pearce was sort of a tentative 3-2 / 4-1 between us.
Yeah, I'm 3-2.
Yeah. And Dave, we were saying, did we say
2 and 3? I said, sadly.
And Dean, we said 3-2, didn't we?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So there are predictions. We'll find out
So on average, more victories than losses.
Yes.
Best faction in tournament.
Oh yeah.
It'll be
you guys are so harsh on Dave.
We're not harsh.
We're not harsh. We're we want to be surprised. You need to put some pressure on Dave.
I would be pleasantly surprised if he proves us wrong. And it's just we know what his matchup is for the first game, which is not favourable.
No, it's not.
And then he's got the bodies to shoot. So it'll be interesting to see what if our predictions are right or wrong. I'm sure they'll probably be.
We'll see. I mean, all our FAQ predictions were wrong. So
we predicted
last prediction show we did. We predicted changes that never happened.
On that subject, it's worth noting that the designer's commentary for KO disappeared a couple of weeks back.
Oh yeah, it did. So
the weird
what
one?
changes?
That the 3 different questions in one.
Yeah, no, but the whole document is gone.
Ah, okay. How did you do that?
What? You didn't know that?
How did you do that?
Oh, I didn't know.
Did you just hack?
Or
it is?
I found it. The document.
Did we finally manage to get?
It still exists on their server, but their link to it has gone. So when they updated, because what they did was they messed up all the points, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
And then
then
they
re-put
the points off because they messed up Nighthorns and they
messed up Nighthorns.
Yeah, so
Nighthorn OP increased points.
Then they took all the points off, and then they realised they took all the points off. So then when they put the points back on, they accidentally took off the designer commentary.
Yeah, and salamanders were back to 80 points and stuff like that. Yeah.
So currently there's no designer's commentary for KO.
What was in our designer's commentary?
The things like saying is fly high or retreat, and it's basically there was a lot actually.
But also the weird Iron Sky attack squadron with Zilfin Hero Phase move in combination with Flare Pistol when it's a full moon question. It was a weird.
But we just don't have any. Even the things like saying if a ship moves, does the unit count as having moved, or is the ship charged? That FAQ has gone because it's all in the same
and how to deploy.
If
you deploy in a garrison in a battalion, how many drops is it? Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
The whole.
So we need that back.
We'd like to have that back.
Yeah,
but I think if you go on AOS Shorts, where he has all the FAQs compiled in one big searchable document, it's still in there.
Yeah, he has he took a save of it before they accidentally took it off.
He knows more than we do.
He obviously knew that they were going to mess up.
Stands in the know.
Well, I mean, we all had suspicions.
Yeah. There's that, and then I guess before we end the show, one last point of order. I probably should have mentioned it at the beginning of the show, but I forgot. In last week's show with Coach about Tempest Eye, there was a couple of mistakes on the screen share, which we didn't notice, but
Oh.
have no hits. So Max, in one of your lists, I think it's the Flying Anvil list, it comes up to like 1,800 points because your unit of Iron Breakers should be 30, but it's listed on the screen show as 10. So if you've got
I was wondering why it was all 10 units when. But I feel like okay, maybe, well, sure.
Yeah, so
Took that together in like 5 minutes. But, okay.
So that list is a lot stronger, and then the Twin Peaks list at the end is
your
like
list.
it's 2,300. Because
wait, what?
Way to go, Lee. Way to
There's
go.
a reason behind it, because the list that I wrote in War Scroll Builder was correct, and then it was just when I did the file share was wrong. So the castle idea was like from the list before. Like I took the mini castle and then copy and pasted it, but the Sky Wardens were meant to replace the Iron Drakes. So there's 2 units. The 2 units of Iron Drakes shouldn't be in the list, basically.
It was a lot of bodies on that list, yeah. But you can have the 200 points for my list, so.
Yes, I'll still be over.
I think that video needs an FAQ.
Yes, it does.
Maybe write it in like pin a comment. No, maybe pin it as a top comment. That.
Put it in the description. But I thought people don't read the description.
No, put it
also,
top comment.
I think my team's just woken up and found out we're streaming this video, so I've been told to shout out. We're team painted black, and I'm going in with Tipping, Brad, Kleeman, and Zambo.
What are they playing?
Got the boys. So we've got Cities of Sigmar with Tempest Eye, in a kind of handgunners, hammers block.
No KO.
Okay.
No KO, and like 30 Fyreslayers.
Okay. Cool.
Then we've got I think it's still Coalesced Seraphon, I think. So it's 90 Saurus with a Croak. And a whole bunch of little skinks and a Carnosaur.
Okay.
Which is doing pretty well in test games.
Oh, cool.
We've got an Ideneth guy who's got 21 of the combat eels and an Eidolon of Matland, and that's pretty much it.
Not cool.
Apparently his first rounds against Fyreslayers though, so I don't know how it's gonna go.
Ooh, go Fyreslayers.
He's got no shooting, so it's just gonna.
It's gonna boom, mortal wounds, boom, dead fish. Salmon cannon onto a rock.
And then we've got an OBR guy.
Okay.
Yeah, every team needs OBR.
Okay, cool. So, well, good luck to all of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good luck to everyone.
It's a lot of their first tournaments. I'm trying to bring in the flock.
Oh, so you're like the shepherd of the.
To the.
Yeah.
With that picture in your head, we'll end the show.
Yes.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah, that's the show. Shout out to everyone that's joined us in the chat. Jake Durfu, Dave Cummings, Evelina, and Aaron F joined us at the end there. I think that's everyone. Anyone else? Oh, and Huey was he? Yeah. Yeah, that's everyone. So, thanks for watching, everyone, and we will see you again soon, Skyfarers. But don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Bye-bye.
Gotcha.
Bye-bye.